Se me ha acabado el presupuesto para dubstep y partículas. Así que aquí la tenéis, la intro de Micro for Fun.
El puto amo.
Bueno, hora del preguntas y respuestas. Ha terminado, ya ha terminado la presentación. Ahora preguntas y respuestas.
In chat. So we'll start off with one that we have here from the forums. This is from Iggy. What will happen to current items after this rework? Because obviously
Correcto. Vas a hacer un rework de la hostia a toda la base de ítems. ¿Qué pasa con los que ya tenemos? ¿Qué pasa con los legacy?
Yeah, so all of the items that you currently have on your characters or on the Eternal Realm will be flagged as what are called legacy items. And this means that they are not able to interact with the new systems of tempering or masterworking. They'll continue to function as they are, so that they're not going to break.
Los conservas, se van a convertir en ítems legacy, no los puedes potenciar, no los puedes mejorar, pero los conservas.
But if you want to engage with the new systems and find those greater affixes and temper all the cool new affixes onto it and do masterworking, of course, you're going to need to go out and find new items.
Yeah. Yep. There is a question from Toast and Pen.
No va a haber filtros.
Everything we just talked about. Everything we just talked about, Toast and Pen, is going to be available in the Eternal Realm. So, and this will start with Season 4. So, if you are...
Así que de aquí a la Season 4, farmea lo que te dé la gana y guarda lo que te dé la gana, que estos ítems desaparecen del juego. No va a haber filtros.
J Corsair 19, does the masterworking just increase the total range of the roll, or does it get you closer to a max roll?
So it increases the current value. So if you already had a max roll, it keeps on increasing. So as an example, you had an affix that could have rolled between 50 and 100, and you had a value of 90. Every time you increase it, it's going to increase that 90 by, or let's say you had it at 100.
Vale, la pregunta es, ¿solo funciona el sistema este de potenciar un ítem si lo tengo max roll? O sea, mientras se mantenga dentro del rango me lo dejas y dice, no, va por porcentajes. Si entre 50 y 100 tú lo tienes en 90, entonces va a escalar. Imagínate que estuviera el 95% de perfección. En el nuevo rango vas a ir el 95%, en el siguiente rango en el 95%, lo que significa el número aumenta.
The season items. So yes, this is all part of the season and part of the Eternal Realm, but we do have there are some things that we haven't talked about regarding Season 4 that we will be talking about here in the future.
The bulk effort for the team has really been spent on trying to ensure that this update is really meaty and all-inclusive. Like when I've talked before about, you know, the Season 2 updates where we talk about like vulnerability damage and the many changes we have to make to kind of like get that into a better spot for the players overall. You can see like the amount of things that we did are kind of all connected in a lot of ways, and it's important they kind of come out together. It's difficult to do one thing in isolation, so a lot of teams worked together to kind of like bring this update and get over the finish line. So yeah, it's a huge lift. But there's more things to talk about.
Bueno, hay varios equipos trabajando de forma cooperativa. Lo que pasa en la Season 4 con lo que pasa en el parche, etcétera, están interactuando.
Right, so when you're masterworking, most of the ranks will increase all of the affixes on the gear by a small amount. But when you hit those thresholds, the rank 4, rank 8, and rank 12, a single random affix will get a much larger boost.
Correcto.
And so, because there's that happens 3 times.
Exactamente cómo sucede. Que tú subes 4 niveles.
In theory, all 3 of those could land on the same affix if you get lucky.
Y todos suben un poco, en plan, de los 3 modificadores todos suben a lo mejor un 5%. Y en el cuarto modificador uno ya sube de golpe un 15%. Vale, pues como es aleatorio, puedes subirte el mismo 3 veces el 15%.
So I've seen a lot of people actually mention this in chat. And Riker also just mentioned this in chat. And they're asking, is it just me or was the camera more zoomed out in the dev build? Actually...
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Dilo. Habla del zoom.
In Season 4, the camera will be more zoomed out.
¡Toma! ¡Ay, qué rico! Dice, ¿me lo parece o se puede alejar más la cámara? Dice, sí, se puede alejar más. Sí, son 4 menos tú.
Yeah, there's a gameplay setting. It starts at the current default.
Correct.
You know, which is what we have in Diablo.
Y se les olvida decirlo.
We've been hearing the feedback. We did make it.
Puedes alejar un poquito más la cámara.
Helped a lot with this actually. We did make everybody helped a lot with this. We did make a move to like pull the camera out a little bit further. That's part of like a near far sort of like situation. So it's going to be available for you to see in the PC.
¡Ay, qué rico!
Good eye. Huge update, yes, of course.
Yeah, and we forgot to say that's another really good one to talk about.
Yeah.
Thanks, chat.
There are a lot of questions about loadouts. Did you guys want to provide any context on that?
Yeah, so we've talked about this before. We're very, very excited about bringing in like an armory-like feature to Diablo IV. You know, we've been hearing the feedback since like the gauntlet went up, which we're very excited about, and we see that there's an opportunity here. We don't have anything to announce today, but it is a thing the team has talked about. Like the UI team is very excited about. It's a thing we definitely want to move on at some point, but nothing to announce.
Correcto.
That one, I lost my track here. Do you have any intention of reviewing? I'm sorry, this is from Vix311 or 3II. Do you have any intention of reviewing class optimization? Examples like give more customization points or put Paragon after a higher level than 50?
So there's a number of things that we're talking about for the future. Things we can't talk about today. You know, but you can imagine that like we're going to be having an expansion soon. We probably want to talk about some of that stuff then. You know, there's things for us to be considering.
Vale, le ha preguntado algo si puede customizarse de alguna manera un poquito más las clases, en plan que no solo sea el Paragon a partir de nivel 50. Le he dicho sí, pero se viene una expansión de aquí a poco que va a tener cambios y que ya hablaremos. Pregunta básica, ¿filtros?
We really do just flood you with items, and it's like sifting sand, right? You need to look through all these items, and the one response is, hey, a loot filter could automate all this. We think in this new itemization world, where we are simplifying it in a lot of the ways that we already discussed, reduced number of affixes, simpler
Respuesta corta, no.
The item power, once you get to the late game, always dropping at the max.
Respuesta larga, queremos que veas todo para romper y lo que no te sirva es material.
Parsing through the items a lot easier in this new system.
Entonces, si el ítem es más fácil de ver, de adaptar, de modificar, de todo, el que no te valga es material. Así que decid no a los filtros.
Would it be possible to toss a different icon on the map when specific like greater affixes and things like that drop?
Algún tipo de icono diferente para cuando caiga un modificador potenciado.
We really want to get feedback from players as you go through the PTR experience.
Depende del PTR.
The thing that we showed, like the Roman numerals, you know, on the attached to the item names on the ground. Like even that's going through a bit of revision before.
Diablo 3 los ancestrales primigenios tienen un icono diferente a los ancestrales.
So like that's going to get a little bit better, but like I think that it would be good to get feedback to see how these things.
Vamos a ver cómo funciona el feedback y actuaremos en consecuencia.
We want those moments to be exciting when they actually occur. Yeah.
Lo que van buscando es que se te dé un salto al corazón cuando caiga. Que claro, estos ítems que son potenciados, que son tier 2, son los equivalentes a los primals.
So as you go, we're not changing the rate at which like greater affixes, for example, could appear on like iPower 925 items, and we're not raising the iPower ceiling of items beyond 925 as you're going deeper into the pit. Instead, it's more about like as you go deeper in the pit, you're going to get more legendary drops. So this is going to give you more options, more chances of getting things.
No hemos aumentado la cantidad de drop de estos ítems que aparece. No hemos hecho que a más dificultad entras te caigan más de estos, solo que a más dificultad entras, como caen más legendarios, dentro de esa pool de más número, caen más.
Yes, you can party in the pit, yes.
Okay. And then, let me see. Will be seeing any like plan.
¿Se puede entrar a la falla superior en grupo? Sí.
Question that a lot of people are asking about from within chat. Are there any plans on that or any progress regarding that?
So we have been talking a lot internally on the team about social updates and things we want to talk about soon.
Herramientas sociales.
We definitely hear the
respuesta corta, no.
They're looking for more ways to like kind of get into groups.
Tenemos un problema, compañero. ¿Cómo hacemos para montar una party? Queremos ayudar, pero no va a venir en la Season 4. No hay herramientas sociales en la Season 4, que os jodan. Gracias, se agradece.
The store, the shop, and things like that was related to items. There's actually, I know, last time we had a Campfire chat, I had mentioned like, hey, our team that focuses on like the product team has been taking in a lot of feedback. There's actually going to be some changes here coming really soon that will be offering up new opportunities for people to use some of the platinum that they may have obtained in the battle pass for some really cool looking sets and stuff or cosmetics for their character. And we're also, I believe, taking the and retroactively changing that portal pack. Yeah. And I think it was actually locked per class. So if you were like a necromancer, you could only use one of the colors. That is changing here in the future, where you'll be able to use it. There's no discrimination amongst portal colors, so yeah, right. You will be able to choose exactly what you want. And you know, I will say there's going to be some more significant changes, I know, coming with this.
Vale, si no lo he entendido mal, hay alguien que tiene problemas con que hay skins que le molan, pero son de un personaje diferente. Que si puede utilizar el personaje A, la skin del personaje B. Y ha dicho cosas como el color de los portales, cosas del estilo, sí, y que vienen más cambios a los ítems de pago.
Nothing announced on PvP right now. The focus of
cambios al PvP
has been predominantly on the core underpinnings of our SARPG experience, trying to make sure that it feels like there's a really exciting gear chase for players to pursue once they get to a certain level of power. That we have done a lot, like what Charles talked about, like condensing down.
Por ahora no tenemos intención de cambiar nada, pero vienen nuevos niveles de poder, nuevos cambios, nuevos ajustes, nueva itemización, lo que significa que aunque no lo toquemos, el PvP va a evolucionar.
And try to like get a good, big, sizable update for players to go and engage with there. But we didn't spend time in features like PvP.
No hemos gastado tiempo en ajustes para el PvP, pero todo lo que hemos hecho va a tener impacto en PvP.
That's true.
As well. How you make your character, the builds you make, how you do everything fundamentally is going to change from this.
Right.
So this was the big thing we're trying
A los que estéis dudosos, os recuerdo una cosa.
That's right.
Dristren asks, I know Uber uniques cannot be tempered, but can they roll greater affixes and can they be mastercrafted?
Yes, on both accounts.
Yes.
Uniques can roll greater affixes, just the same as ancestral legendaries. It doesn't need to be ancestral, so it's World Tier 4. Same.
Que los únicos ancestrales pueden ser reroleados.
Uber uniques. And even through the Respondent Spark, the crafting system, there is a
los superúnicos pueden ser potenciados si les puedes hacer el metacraft este de los 12 niveles.
The Uber unique comes with a greater affix.
La respuesta es sí. Tanto los únicos como los superúnicos pueden ser potenciados. O sea, vamos a poder sacar un Arlequín con 12 tíos por encima. Un +7 a todas las habilidades.
Aspects are partition bound. So what I mean by that is if you're playing a seasonal character and you want to play an alt on the seasonal realm, like that alt will also benefit from all the unlocks you've got within your Codex of Power.
I do believe
your first character.
There is a separation between hardcore and not hardcore characters.
That's correct.
As
yes,
well.
that's correct.
Hardcore characters are kind of their own thing, even on the seasonal realm.
Yeah.
Awesome. So a lot of info delivered in this this Campfire chat.
Yeah.
Probably the most info we've ever delivered in any Campfire chat or even developer update live stream. But it's important stuff because obviously with Season 4, we have a PTR coming up for those that may have missed it. It will be on April 2nd through April 9th, and it will be on PC Battle.net only. So players who want to help test things out, provide feedback, please do so. We'll be checking all our, our social channels, Reddit, the forums. The forums will actually have a
RPP el 2 de abril hasta el 9.
Forum, available there. This also does mean Season 3 is going to be extended because we want to make sure we grab all the feedback from this PTR.
Muy completo, muchos cambios.
For Season 4. So Season 3 is going to be extended to May 14th. Season 4, of course, will start on May 14th as well. And we'll be coming
el 14 de mayo inicio la
on,
Season 4.
What Season 4 is specifically. And all the details that we actually talked about here today will be in a very
y vendrá un nuevo Campfire para hacer la presentación de la Season 4.
Of all the small things like the class changes that Adam actually wasn't able to get through. Yeah. Small changes, small. Will be in those patch notes as well. And we still actually do have another update that will be coming out next week for Diablo IV. And this one has actually been long awaited because this one does include some big quality features on the graphics side for D4. And we will have a blog that will be talking about it. As you guys know, ray tracing is coming to D4.
Es verdad, viene el ray tracing a Diablo 4. Van a hacer un cambio en las sombras y todo eso.
People will be able to maybe if you've got a rig for it, you can totally turn up all your graphical settings, get ray tracing with D4, and we'll also be talking about how console players will also be able to take advantage of it in our blog next week. So lots of stuff coming down, and lots to talk about. Again, next week we'll have all the information on blog and patch notes. But thanks again, everyone. Thanks again, Joe Shelley, who's also still in the room over here.
Thanks, Joe.
Huge shout out to the community. Thank you guys again for all the wonderful feedback that you guys have been providing. And we're really excited for you guys to jump into PTR, jump into all the Season 4 itemization, class changes, and of course our new endgame changes as well. So we will catch you soon. And yeah, next week we'll see you with the blog and patch notes. Thanks, guys.
Muchas gracias, bro. Interesante, muy interesante. Muy interesante. Mucho mandanga,
Ahora, pregunte.